everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nimafar and today we're going to cover the second unit of Grammar in Use Intermediate written by Raymond Murphy. I'm talking about this book. So present simple, I do. Alex is a bus driver, but now he is in bed asleep. He's not driving a bus, he's asleep, but he drives a bus. He is a bus driver. Drive or drives, work, works, do or does. So we say I drive, we drive, you drive, they drive, but we say he drives, she drives, and it drives, if it makes sense. We use the present simple to talk about things in general. We use it to say that something happens all the time or repeatedly, or that something is true in general. Let me highlight the keywords here. Happens all the time or repeatedly, or that something is true in general. Nurses look after means like take care, look after or take care of patients in hospitals. Nurses look after patients in hospitals. I usually go away at weekends. The earth goes around the sun. The earth goes around the sun. The cafe opens at 7:30 in the morning. We say, I work, but he works. We say, you go, but it goes. We say they teach, but my sister teaches. And we say, I have, but he has. So for I, we, they, and you, we use the normal way, the base verb. But for he, for she, and for it, or names that actually stand for that, like Jack, we can say he. For them, we can use verb plus s or es, depending on that. And for actually the spelling rules, I have a video explaining all these topics there. So you can just watch my video. I will put it up there. You can just watch my video explaining all the rules for third person singular s. That's what we call it. And other actually spelling rules. C. We use do or does to make questions in negative sentences. Do or does. So for do, we say I, we, you, they. So do you work? It's like a question. Do you work here? Do they drive? For example, does he work? Or negative. He doesn't work. He doesn't work here. She doesn't drive, or something like that. I come from Canada. Where do you come from? It means where are you from? We can say. Where are you from? I don't go away very often. What does this word mean? What does this word mean? Rice doesn't grow in cold climates. In the following examples, do is also the main verb. Do you do or doesn't do? What do you do? It means what is your job, occupation. What do you do? I work in a shop. He's always so lazy. He doesn't do anything to help. He doesn't do anything to help. We use the present simple to say how often we do things. I get up at 8 o'clock every morning. How often do you go to the dentist? Julie doesn't drink tea very often, and Robert usually goes away 2 or 3 times a year. I promise or apologize. Sometimes we do things by saying something. For example, when you promise to do something, you can say, I promise I won't be late here. I promise I won't be late. When you suggest, be careful, we can say suggest or suggest, American accent pronunciation. So when you suggest something, you can say, I suggest that you, for example here, what do you suggest me? Or what do you suggest I do? I suggest that you continue. And we know that here, actually we use it after that in the 3 we use the grammar of, actually it's called subjunctive mood. Subjunctive mood. For example, I suggest that you work, or I suggest that she work. Again, we say she work. Why? Because of actually the subjunctive mood, it has other rules here. In the same way, we say I apologize, or I advise, I insist, I agree, I refuse, and so on. Now let's answer. Actually, let's answer the exercises here. Complete the sentences using the following verbs. Tanya speaks German very well. Ben and Jack go to the same school. Ben and Jack here means they. Bad driving causes many accidents. Here we say it. The museum, we can say closes. Again, it. Closes at 4 o'clock on Sundays. My parents means they. My parents live in a very small flat. Mostly you can call it like apartment. The Olympic Games take place because of games like some sports. So the Olympic Games take place every 4 years. The Panama Canal, the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. I'm going to say connects. It connects. 2.2. Put the verb into the correct form. Julia doesn't drink tea very often. What time does the bank or banks? Oh, here, sorry, we have banks. So what time do the banks close here? What time do the banks close here? I have a car, but I don't use it much. I don't use it much. Where from? Is she Spanish? It means like where is she from? So where does Maria come from? What? I'm an electrician. What do you do? What's your job? What's your occupation? Look at this sentence. What does this word mean? David isn't very fit. He doesn't do any sport. He doesn't do any sport. David isn't very fit. It means like David is fat or overrated. It takes me an hour to get to work in the morning. How long does it take you? How long does it take you? 2.3. Complete the sentences using these verbs. Sometimes you need the negative. The earth goes around the sun. Rice doesn't grow in cold climates. The sun rises in the east. Bees make honey. Bees, plural. Vegetarians don't eat meat. An atheist doesn't believe in God. An interpreter translates from one language into another. Lawyers are people who don't, liars plural, don't tell the truth. The river Amazon, the river Amazon, we can say flows into the Atlantic Ocean. You ask Lisa questions about herself and her family. Write the questions. You know that Lisa plays tennis. You know what you want to know how often. Ask her, how often do you play tennis? Perhaps Lisa's sister plays tennis too. You want to know. Ask Lisa, does your sister play tennis too? Question mark. You know that Lisa goes to the cinema a lot. You want to know, or you wanna know how often. Ask her. How often do you go to the cinema? You know that Lisa's brother works. You want to know what he does. Ask Lisa, what does your brother do? What does your brother do? You're not sure whether means if Lisa speaks Spanish. You want to know, do you speak Spanish? You don't know where Lisa's grandparents live. You want to know, where do your grandparents live? Where do your grandparents live? 2.5. Complete using the following. I agree, I apologize, I insist, I promise, I recommend, and I suggest. Mr. Evans is not in the office today. I suggest you try calling him tomorrow. I won't tell anybody what you said. I promise. I promise. In a restaurant. You must let me pay for the meal. I insist. Like I really want to do it. For what I said, I apologize. I apologize for what I said. I shouldn't have said it. The new restaurant in Baker Street is very good. I recommend it. I recommend it. I think you're absolutely right. I agree with you. I agree with you. Although there is a point here, some students, unfortunately, they say I am. They agree mostly because they translate to their mother tongue. For example, in Farsi or Persian, we have this, you should translate it, you should use the to be verb. So because of that, some students say I am agree. That's wrong. I agree, I don't agree. Thank you, everybody. See you in the next video.